Oh,
You said you was gonna start that off.
I'm gonna start this off, right? Y'all see the title. I got to sneeze and it won't come out. This is a little bit different. Um, I just want to say this. Uh, this diet thing that she has us on, it's not as hard as people make it out to be. I guess especially, and she'll go into detail because I follow her lead. Matter of fact, I just fall in line. That's what I do. But I complain a lot, but it's worked. I went from 229 pounds to 180 ish within a year, following her lead. Sometimes I, get stubborn and go off of it and work out. But that's all I want to say, man. The hardest thing about it is being disciplined. You can definitely eat what you want to eat, um, and things like that. You can take the extra step like she does. We do, however you want to say. She does it more than me, or whatever. You could drink, uh, all that good stuff, man. So, and I just want to start it off by saying to prove the point about drinking. I just already poured a little bit of Diet Coke in here, but it ain't even Diet Coke. It's Coke Zero. See that? This right here. Then I do this right here. So y'all see what that is.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Tito's. Hey man, I should have blurred that out. They don't get no free
advertising.
Yeah.
You advertising Tito's for free. Okay.
You gotta pour it.
You better put it on my laptop. I know that.
She measures hers, right? Because she's more meticulous about it than I am. So, and then she can go take over from here. I'm gonna go with the cherry. You ain't got nothing one over real. See that? This is the mixer, part of the mix. The light. See, cherry. So,
anyway, okay, while he's doing all that,
yeah, she can go in everything else. I just want y'all to see that we don't be lying. We still drink now. We drinks.
You drinks. Okay, but anyway,
no, I get fucked up.
So, babe,
I said messed up.
No, you didn't. You said the F word.
So what?
Okay. Anyway, so we just got back from the gym. This was our second workout tonight. Yeah. I'm gonna probably try to do 2 workouts each night for the rest of the week because for my birthday we kind of went in. So we came out of ketosis for my birthday. But anyway, so I think people be thinking that part of like when I take pictures and stuff, like how people be using the camera to make themselves look smaller. If you go at different angles, but I think people be thinking that because when people see me in real life or see us in real life or in person, they seem to always be surprised. Like, oh, you look really good. I'm like, look just like the pictures I've been posting.
Mainly her. Nobody knows me.
Whatever. But I'm just saying. So I think people think that, but I don't hold the camera at a specific angle or anything. It's actual weight loss. And I was at 234
a year ago,
probably like in January of last year. I'm now hovering around the high 140s, 150s.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. The high 140s, 150s. He's excited because I gained some water weight eating carbs this weekend, but whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I reached my birthday goal. That's all that's necessary. I wanted to be on 140s for my birthday, and that's what I reached. That was last weekend, so 140s. But so I just wanted to tell some people. People have been asking me like, what exactly I do or what we do. I'll say that first and foremost, for me, it's easier to start off working out. So that's what I started off doing. But I think what kickstarted everything was last year for Lent. We always give up something. My family has always for years given up something for Lent. So last year for Lent, I gave up carbs and bread. And that's kind of what jump started this whole ketosis thing and weight loss thing. But so let me just go, I guess, step by step. One of the things we do, we're on a calorie deficit. So we're kind of a strict calorie deficit too. We are allowed to eat 1,491 calories a day. We count our macros. I use a calorie deficit.
We don't do nothing. She does, and she's very good at it.
Well, I measure all the food, and then he just eats whatever I eat, and then like we go to a restaurant, and whatever I order, he just orders the same thing because he figures
Yeah, I don't.
is in line with what we're supposed to be doing. But anyway, so I use a calorie calculator that you can find if you Google search them online. You'll put in like how much you weigh, what your age is, if you're female, male, how much you work out, and then it'll tell you like this is how many calories you can eat, and it actually give you all your macros. So it'll give you macros if you're trying to do low carbs. It'll give you macros if you're trying to do high fat. It'll give you what your macros should be.
It's a trap scale.
That type of thing. The only thing I did different with my calculator is that it gave me a certain number of carbs, but because I wanted to do the keto diet at the same time, I just kept my carb limit at 19. So we keep our carb limit, and I'm not saying everybody else has to do this because you can go over 19 and still be in ketosis. I have never tried to see where my limit was for ketosis. I know that if I go at 19, I'm in ketosis, and so I just stay there because I don't want to have to do the whole let's see how far I can go before I go out of ketosis and then start over, because it takes like about a week to get back into ketosis once you come out of it. So we stay at 19 net carbs, which means it may say something like 23 grams of carbs, total carbs on if you're looking at a serving, and then we subtract the dietary fiber from that and any in the sugar alcohols from that, and that's how you get your net carb calculation. So when I say 19 grams of carbs, I'm talking about net carbs. So in reality, if you're looking at total carbs, it's more than that, but we end up at 19 grams of carb. What I use to track our food is app called MyFitnessPal. So I use MyFitnessPal. I put in MyFitnessPal how many calories we needed to stay at, how many grams of carbs we wanted to include, how many grams of fat, all that you can put into that app, and then you add your food that you eat throughout the day. And the reason why I like MyFitnessPal is because a lot of the food is already listed, so I don't have to go searching for it. I can put in Buffalo Wild Wings, some traditional wings, buffalo wings in there, and they'll already be in there, and it already calculates like how many, how much protein was in it, what the calories were. And then the other thing about the app is if you make up your own food and you kind of like measure out what you're using and you put that in there, you can save that as a food, and it'll be saved in that app for you to use again. So I use MyFitnessPal to track our carbs, and it's just an app. It looks like, I don't know if you can see my phone, but it's like a little thing. I don't know. It's called MyFitnessPal. But basically, this is what it looks like.
Yeah,
It kind of,
well.
it's not going to show well. Probably not going to show well. But it basically calculates everything for us. And I can just put links in here. So like today, I haven't done a whole lot as far as eating. It says I have like 1,118 calories left. And that's just because I've been busy and I don't know. I ate some other stuff, but it's just said I have like 1,000 calories left. The other app that we use, the other thing we do is intermittent fasting. And then there's an app for that called Simple. And with the intermittent fasting, you can put in there like how many hours you want to fast, how many hours you want for eating. And so we have done that. We haven't done the intermittent fasting the whole time throughout the weight loss journey, but we do it a lot. So some weeks we'll take off from the intermittent fasting, then we'll start back up with the intermittent fasting. And basically we put in there what time we start eating, and then it'll run down like a clock, and it tells us like, what time we need to stop eating. And then it also tells you like when your body goes into ketosis, when your body goes into fat burning mode, all those things. What I was doing, or what I do when I use the intermittent fasting app, is I try to make sure that I'm exercising at the same time that my body is in fat burning stage to burn more fat. So that's what I do for the intermittent fasting. We do the keto diet, calorie deficit, and intermittent fasting. And then on top of that, we work out. And when we work out, we do both cardio and weightlifting. I'm doing maybe about 45 to 60 minutes of cardio a day.
Yeah, I'm about 25. I'm 25. 20.
Yeah. But in that, we do it mainly on the treadmill. When I was home, we're in Iowa right now again. But when I was home, we were doing, I was running through the neighborhood, but now we do a lot on the treadmill. So in that, we have the treadmill at an incline of like 15, like the highest incline you can put it on. And then he does like a moderate pace between what?
I'll be at like 3.5 and 3.8.
3.5, 3.8. I do more of a like a anywhere from 4. Maybe I'll start off at 4. Sometimes start off at 3.5, but then I end up doing a kind of a 4.2 and then a running. So like 1 minute of walking, 1 minute of running, that sort of thing, for about 45, 60 minutes a day. And then we work out. We don't have a real like workout plan. We need to do that. We said we're gonna start doing that because when we go on, we kind of just work on whatever we feel like working on. But I do try to think of like, okay, do I need to work on my arms today or my legs or my core? And so I do try to hit all parts of my body. But what we talked about this week was actually making out a plan, saying, okay, on this day we're gonna really hit this particular set of muscles. On this day we'll sit. So that's what we do. But I think the biggest thing has been the eating, right?
This is the interesting part.
So when we're on keto, everyone keeps saying that we that they can't eat. I don't know. People feel like being on the keto diet is really restrictive, and I don't find it to be that restrictive unless we're at a restaurant. Now, when we go to restaurants, it's sometimes a little more difficult because you don't know what like sauces they're using, what's in the sauces, things like that. But if you stick to like meats with no sauce, you're good. And so mainly at home, that's what we do too. We just do a lot of substitution. So I have some stuff. That's going to show everyone. We'll start with the snacks because I know a lot of people think they have to go with their snacks. I don't have the ice cream, but there is an ice cream called Breyers, low carb ice cream. Breyers. Is it Breyers?
Breyers.
Oh, Breyers. How do you know it's Breyers?
Because it's Breyer. I know the dude that make it.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, it's a low carb ice cream, right? And you can get like 2/3 cup of ice cream. And I don't know, it's low carb, low calorie, and we like use that to make our root beer floats. And we'll use like, of course, the A&W zero. What is it called? Zero free or something? Zero calorie root beer to put in there, but we use that for root beer floats. And then there's this guy named Walden Farms. I don't know if you can see the stuff.
Yeah, you can see that.
But he does a lot of stuff. Like he makes a lot of ranch dressings. He makes dressings, salad dressings. He makes syrup. He makes caramel, fudge, everything. So if you just look up Walden Farms, they have like a lot of products that you can use. I use their caramel like in our ice cream and our root beer float and their chocolate and different things like that. He even has like marinara sauce. He has taco sauce. And the reason why I like him is sometimes you do have to doctor up some of his sauces, which I use Splenda for, like if I want to make it sweeter or something. But what I like about it is because it is absolutely 0 calories and 0 carbs. So I can kind of use as much of it as I want and I don't have to worry about it.
And let me interject as well. If you could cook, then you could cook, right? I have no complaints. Like you really can't tell the difference in any of this stuff. Like the stuff that she's getting ready to show or we're getting ready to show, you really can't tell the difference in the taste. And if it is a difference, it's like very minute, where it's not gonna, make a difference one way or another. And I like to eat. All right. I mean, she gets on to me because, you still got to eat things in moderation. Let's just be honest. And sometimes I will overeat because it's low in calories or carbs or whatever, and I'll overeat. But I promise y'all, if you don't believe nothing I ever say, even if I wasn't in this mode of trying to lose weight, better health, whatever, you can eat this stuff and you wouldn't even know the difference. We don't have any, but they got cookies like Oreo cookies, and they taste just like regular Oreo cookies. So I
made him a funnel cake that was keto. So they have recipes all online that you can look up for different things. So funnel cakes, they have cake mixes, they have brownie mixes. The brownies were good too. I made brownies the other day. Brownies.
The crazy part is I don't even like brownies at all. And I'm talking about regular brownies, but I mess with those. Like they were pretty good. And even this stuff right here that she has, Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Yeah, they were good.
so there are a lot of options out there. You just have to search for them. The Walden that I just showed you, he also does a preserve, so like jelly and stuff. But there's also one called Skinny Girl. I don't have an example of her, but she also does preserves too. Skinny, and she does like strawberry, grape, raspberry, all those different types of jelly. So a lot of times I like to eat like jelly toast for breakfast or cinnamon toast, and I use the bread from Aldi's. Oh, I didn't bring the bread over. Where is that? It's over there. But Aldi's serves, they have bread that is no carbs, and it's like 35 calories a slice. It's up there on the stove, and you can either get wheat bread, white bread. Sometimes Aldi's also have cinnamon bread, blueberry bread. Those are all keto friendly. They have keto bagels actually at Aldi's. So Aldi's has a lot of the food that I shop a lot at Aldi's. Their cheese is lower in calories, so I like to eat like their light string cheese for snacks because it's only like 50 calories.
And for the bread, I add again. It tastes like regular bread. You won't know the difference. Like literally, you will not know the difference.
And what I do most of the time, what we do is if we know we're going to a restaurant or if we're traveling the road like between Iowa and here, and we know we may have to stop and get something, we'll get like a burger from like Wendy's or something, and we'll
Just
take it
remove
off the bun and just put the bread on. And a lot of times I carry like my own ketchup too, so I'll carry like the no sugar added ketchup and different things like that. So, and I do that at restaurants. But so G Hughes is another guy. He's a black guy. They sell his products in Walmart, and his stuff is really, really good. He has different type of flavored barbecue sauces. He has marinade that I use all the time. He has wing sauce that's really good. So G Hughes has like a wide spectrum of stuff that he sells that you can use for like your meat. There's also this Flock. They sell these chicken skin chips. So if you eat, if you're not a vegan and you veterinarian.
You said a veterinarian. What the hell?
Vegetarian. I'm sleepy.
You eat dogs? Cats? You Chinese now?
Then you can eat like these things, which are chicken skins. These, to me, they taste better than pork skins. So if you don't like pork skins or you don't, eat pork, this is a great substitute for that. Keto friendly, no carbs. Then there's if you want to do like your own like nacho type stuff, nacho grandes. Mr. Tortilla has a lot of chips and stuff that he sells. He has these type of nacho chips. He has flavored chips. He has tortilla shells. But again, I use all these tortilla shells because all these tortilla shells are zero carbs. So there's no carbs in all these tortilla shells. So they have keto tortilla shells too.
Now, my personal opinion on those, if those are the ones, they're decent. You can tell the difference between the taste and that. It's like less salty, so they may be a little bit more bland. Mm-hmm. They're not nasty, but it's like if you give me the option to choose between those and the regular tortilla shells, I probably would choose the other one.
No, these are chips though.
Oh, those are chips.
Yeah,
I don't remember those. But as far as the Totito, how you say it?
No, you like the shells?
No, I like them, but what are we talking about? The shells, the wrap thing.
They're
the chips that I'm talking about.
You're talking about when I take the shells.
The ones you dip in.
Oh, right. But you talking about these are the ones that I cut.
Those are the ones you dip in.
Yeah, but we dip in the ones I cut and bake too.
I don't know, but
yeah,
the whatever she talking about when she make the little wrap things, those are good. But those right there, if that's the actual chip, that's the actual chip. They're a little bit bland. They're good,
right?
But it's.
But I don't know if you're talking about the right chips. But
okay, but anyway,
there's two types of chips. So there's these chips, and then there's chips that I make out of the wraps. And what I'll do is I'll cut the wraps in triangles, and then I'll bake them to make them crunchy. So he might be these ones he's talking about. The ones he say I make homemade are good. So you can either use Mr. Tortilla chips, or you can
and
use
those are good as well. Like I said, they're just a little bit bland.
You can use like wraps and the low carb wraps and cut them into triangles and then bake them and season them and bake them, and you'll have your own tortilla chips. Quest, I don't have their chips. I left them at home in Charlotte because I just bought like a whole bunch of them. But Quest has chips. Now you like their chips.
Yeah.
Quest have bags of chips that are like nacho chips, ranch chips, some type of spicy chili chips, and they're really
And
good.
they taste better than the regular chips that you would get, like the Doritos and things like that. Well, I don't want to say better. They taste just as good,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And Quest also has, they're the ones that have like the chocolate chip cookies. They have peanut butter cookie that I put in my low carb ice cream one time. That was really good. But they also have, I don't like their like protein bars as much, but I do like their cookies and I do like their chips. For protein bars, we normally go with Atkins, because to me he has the best protein bars. Advanced and Elevation have really good ones too, but I like Atkins. So like, if anyone knows me, I like my sweets. So I use these for my little sweet addiction, the protein bars from Atkins. And he has, these ones are kind of high in calorie because they're kind of bigger. These are 250. But he does have some, like, where's the strawberry shortcake one?
Right here. Oh my god, she don't like those.
Do have
but
some like the strawberry shortcake ones,
and those only
that are like 130 calories, so they're way less, and then they only have three carbs in them, 3 net carbs in them.
So again, with that, guys, because I'm the one that normally, as you can see, this one is empty. You have to eat them in moderation, because if you sit there and eat a whole box, then you defeat the purpose.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to show you is that these are keto cookies. These are pretty good. You get these from Aldi's. They have snickerdoodle and chocolate chip, and I can't remember the other one, but you can get those from Aldi's as well. They have the skinny pasta. This is the best pasta that I've come across so far. I know there's pasta that's made out of hearts of palm or whatever. I don't like that very well. The skinny pasta though, good. It has they have, well, this one in particular is rice, but they have rice, fettuccine, and also spaghetti. Let's see. A&S has a wide range of food that I just think is awesome. They have pancakes. These are the buttermilk pancakes, which are good. But we also had the blueberry ones. We had the banana ones. They have a banana cake. They have syrup. They have powder, protein powder. A&S stuff is really good. You really can't tell the difference with them. I've tried like a lot of different varieties of pancakes, keto pancakes and things, but this one has been the best, and it's been the best as far as the amount of carbs that are actually in the pancakes. I think Birch or someone also does like keto pancakes, but you have a little higher amount of carbs in them. And like I said, because I try to stay at 19, I go with everything that's lower in carbs. Like I said, you can go higher than 19 net carbs, but you have to kind of find that sweet spot that doesn't kick you out of ketosis. And I'm not about to bother with that. Then we have Wonderworks cereal. This is okay, pretty good. There's also Magic Spoon cereal that I think is really good that you have to, I order it online. That's good. I order like the big boxes at a time. And then there's also Catalina Crunch, and that cereal is good. I like the Magic Spoon and the Wonderworks because they seem to be lower in carbs than the Catalina Crunch, but the Catalina Crunch is good. And not only do they just have cereal, Catalina Crunch also has like a trail mix that's really keto friendly. And then every day I have my tea. We have our tea, and I put this powder in it. It's got MCT oil in it, and it's a keto powder. It helps with like your skin. It helps with your bones. It helps with your muscle recovery. So this is a powder that I use every day in our tea, and specifically made for people who are on keto. This is the chocolate version. It makes your tea taste like hot cocoa, but you can put anything. You can put it in.
Yes, and it's
coffee,
very good.
You can put it in whatever you want to, but it's really, really good. And then of course you saw him mixing drinks, right? So we even have when we're partying, we have our Keto Vitals, which is liquid hydration. That's keto friendly. So this is what we use so we don't have hangovers, guys. And
I don't think that works because I always have a hangover.
It has no carbs and no calories, and so it's better than the other like liquid hydrations you find over the counter or at other stores because they always have like a lot of carbs in them. We have found a variety of mixes, and I didn't bring the ones. I left the ones at home that you put in coffee because my daughter's the ones that drink coffee, so they like these. But Jordan Skinny Serve, go on their webpage. They have a lot of drink mixes that you can make, whether you drink liquor or mocktails or whatever. They have a variety. They have Simple Serve. They have what they call the unicorn mix. They have lime syrup. And all of these are like either no carbs to like 1 carb, no calories to like 0 calories. I mean, 5 calories, very low in carbs, very low in calories, if they have any at all. And they have all these different flavors like strawberry rosé. He just used the cherry. They have one that's called like a mermaid one that they keep running out of, but it's blue. So I make my blue motorcycles with that because it's really good. And then they have these also, they skinny serves also do these like mixes, these water enhancers, but you can also use them for your drink. So they kind of like the, what do you call them, Milos?
I don't know
how you pronounce
Milos, Milo,
but they kind of like those. And so you can put those in like your drinks or in your water. And they're small enough where you can carry them to the bar if you need to put them in there, because I found out that a lot of these, maybe it might just be the ones of color, I'm not sure, that don't have like diet soda that you can mix in your drink. So
or pop.
These are really handy. Yeah, pop. I call it pop. But like if we go out somewhere, we'll get like Kettle One. I don't have a bottle of Kettle One with me, but Kettle One is they start making like low carb vodkas,
which is keto.
They're
friendly.
botanical vodkas, but they're really low carbs. I think they have like 70 something calories. I'm sorry, 70 something calories per 1.5 ounces. Now, who is it? Smirnoff? Smirnoff is competing with Kettle One apparently, and they have their own low calorie vodka, and it's even lower in calories than the Kettle One. So those are your options. And that's kind of like when we just for my birthday, when we were in Indianapolis, most of the places had Kettle One. So I used Kettle One in with some Diet Coke or whatever they had that was diet as far as my drink. And that's how I can get my drinks with no carbs and very little calories.
And I'm going to put a sidebar in right quick again. I need y'all to understand, like, doing this without working out for me, right? Because she started out, I came along with the working out thing. Doing this with the fasting, I lost probably about 10, 11 pounds with doing nothing but following what she did. And she was working out. So I was fasting and I cut back on my carbs. What it also did for me, I had severe sleep apnea. As I started losing the weight, had some severe sleep apnea. What else I had? My cholesterol was high. My blood pressure was running high. On that alone, that's what made me start actually adding the workout to it. But just eating like everything she described, drinking, it's a change of life. But once you start eating it, it's really not that big of a change, right? So my cholesterol level dropped, my blood pressure dropped to the lowest it's ever been, and my sleep apnea even dropped a little bit. I'm still, I still have it, and that's just without working out, right? So once you incorporated the workout, my weight started dropping even more. That's why she lost way more weight than me, because she's she worked out like 2-3 times a day. I didn't do nothing, but it really works, man. And I am one of the laziest. I'm not going to do it type of people you'll ever meet. And if I can do this, anybody in the world can do it. I complain all the time. Oh, I don't eat this, that, and the third. And even on her birthday, when I started eating that stuff, I'm still recovering from it because my body's not used to it anymore. And it actually works, man. It really works. I really have no complaints. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Testimony.
Yes.
And I was thinking that like what we were doing was a little extreme and that other people, but then I start seeing like other people, like their reels and stuff where they said they were doing the same thing and that's how they lost weight. So I don't know. I get that people keep saying like you don't have to restrict your carbs, you don't have to do ketosis or if the minute you start eating carbs, you're gonna gain weight again and all
that's
that stuff.
BS.
And it's not true. Like each person has to kind of figure out what it is that works for them, right? Some people tell you that being on the treadmill and walking doesn't work. And that is one of the main ways that have helped me accelerate my weight loss is like my cardio, me being on the treadmill or running, like, because that's what does it for me. So everybody's body is different. Everybody's going to have different techniques and methods that they need to use. So you got to figure out what works for you. And then you also got to figure out something that's sustainable. I've been doing this for over a year now, and I weigh my food and everything. Like I take out the scale. If it says 4 ounces of ground turkey is going to be like 160 calories, I weigh that out. So okay, I'm weighing out 4 ounces. I make my patties; they're 4 ounces a piece. I know I can eat. If I haven't, I can eat two patties. And so I actually do weigh that stuff. And then after you get so used to it, you find out, okay, well, yeah, I can tell how much 4 ounces is, or I can tell what a tablespoon is. But you do start off by weighing stuff, start off by measuring things, keeping a journal of what you're eating. I mean, yes, it sounds tedious, but it pays off in the long run. It actually pays off, and it's something that gets easier and easier. It's not like it continues to be tedious and it continues to be hard to do, because sometimes when I'm busy, what I'll do is I'll just take out my phone and take pictures of what I'm eating, and then I'll go back in later on and put them in the app. So like, it's not as hard as people make it sound. And like, I think you just, like I said, you really have to find out what works for you. You can't listen to people and say, well, don't do this, don't do that, don't do. No, find out what works for you, and then stick with it, and then do it as best as you can. And one thing I will agree with everyone on is consistency. Consistency is key. You do have to be consistent. You do have to, if you're gonna say you're gonna work out 3 times a week, you have to do that, and you have to stick to it, and you need to stick to it. And consistency with eating, consistency with everything. But what's also important is that even if you fall off the wagon, have a setback, just get back on and do it again. Like, start all over. And like, we take breaks when we go on vacation and stuff.
Yeah, because that last thing. But guys, you have to understand this as well. It's people that ask questions about, oh, I want to do this, or want to, or say that they want to lose weight and this, that, and the third. But you can't say that you want to lose weight and then don't put the effort in, and then yet still you go on Facebook and then you're posting meals that you're eating that's enough to feed the Last Supper, and you're eating it by yourself. Like, you really don't want any change. If you want better, you'll do better. And that's just what it is. And it's not that, again, it's not, man, eat in moderation, eat what you want. We didn't even start off this strict, right?
Mm-mm.
Like, even like we was eating ribs and stuff like that. But with the fasting and that alone, we were seeing results. Of course, her doing her research and things like that added all of the keto stuff and stuff like that. But you don't, like, you can eat what you want, but just eat it in moderations. You can't sit there and eat 20 cheese. But you know what? Tell them about what you said about how much you eat in a meal a day with the calories and carbs and stuff, like eating a hamburger and stuff like that.
Oh, how much it is?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but like, if you just look at it, it's like one meal. Think about it. One meal from McDonald's, one like double cheeseburger meal with the French fries and stuff, has basically wiped out your calorie intake for the day. And most people are not going to just eat one meal from McDonald's. I was looking at like how many calories and carbs were in buns, and it was a ridiculous. It's more than what even recommended if you're not on a calorie deficit. It's more than what the nutritional recommendation is for carbs. So like,
and then imagine
even if you just cut back your carb, you ain't gotta go. Don't worry about keto. Don't worry about ketosis. Don't worry. But even if you just cut back your carbs and say, look, I'm not gonna eat 10 slices of bread today, or I'm not gonna eat a bun. Instead, I'm gonna use keto bread. Even if you just substitute a little bit of something,
you'll see a change.
You're gonna see a big result. And like I say, yeah, your macros are really important. I was struggling in the beginning getting enough protein and fat in, but now I do, because like I said, the protein bars and the protein shakes we use helps me to get there. But like I said, you have to find what works best for you. I'm not the type of person that can say like, okay, well, it's okay for me to eat 2,200 calories a day if I just go in the gym and bulk. No, because that doesn't work for me. I have to be in a calorie deficit. I have to do things a certain way in order for my body to work. And then when I start plateauing, or if I feel like I'm plateauing, I'll increase my calories for a little bit. I'll cut back a little bit on my workouts, and then maybe for a week or a few days, and then I'll go back into it, which kind of jump starts my body to remind it, hey, you're supposed to be losing weight. So that's what I do. And I think that's what's important, is you finding out what works for you, finding out your plan. I've seen people working with personal trainers and everything else that haven't had really great success because they're using a cookie cutter formula for them as opposed to individualized, you know, a real individualized plan. Like they'll say it's individualized, but sometimes I used to work with personal training, but you're not looking at me and seeing where my progress is and then adapting it like it should be, or you're not studying what I'm eating and adapting it like it should be. And so I had to do it for myself. And that's just what I did. I'm not saying like, don't go personal training. I'm just saying, but be mindful. If you're not getting the results, you may need to switch to someone else. You may need to do some research on your own because you know your body better than anyone else. You're going to know what it takes for your body to get to where it needs to be. And that's just the reality of it. Like no one knows your body better than you. Because like I said, I had plenty of don't do so much cardio. Don't do this. Only way that I can lose weight is by doing what I'm doing. And so I had to find something that worked for me and something I can live with and I can do. And I can continue to do. And I can continue to do this for forever. It's like a lifestyle change.
And I all I'm gonna say is this. At the end of this, we're gonna post a picture, right? It's a picture that we got somebody gave us gave you actually for your birthday last year. Honey Boost gave you.
No, it was really our engagement present.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. Engagement present. It's a picture that we took at her niece's wedding. And we really didn't know how big we were, right? And I like the picture for several reasons. I like it because I think it's a nice picture of us, but I also like it. And we got it hanging up on our wall in our room. And it reminds me of where we were at. And we were way bigger than I even imagined that I could fathom that we were. Because I was like, baby, you look good. She was like, oh, you look good too. But then when I look at that picture, it's like, oh, nigga, we were fat. Like FAT, not PHAT, not pretty hot and tempting. But we were FAT, right? Yeah. And it's a reminder, like, to look at that picture. And the picture I just looked at in my phone for when we went from over a year ago, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. And I feel better. She did a video earlier, showed me a video earlier today when we was in Vegas one time, and she's like, "I don't even look like you." Like she thought she was with a whole nother dude. She thought she was cheating on me, with me, with you, with me. So it's like, I mean, it works, man. Like it really, really works. A little dedication, and you'll get big results. So imagine big dedication and what type of results you'll get.
Yeah, so just ease into it. Whatever you decide to just ease into it. You don't have to start super strict right away. Just do a little bit at a time.
Yo, anybody that know me, I promise you, I am the laziest, unself-motivated. I'm not gonna do it. Now I know I've said that earlier, but like if I can do it, anybody can do it. Like anybody can do it. Does it get aggravating because I want to eat at times? Yes, but that picture that I just spoke of, it's stuck in my mind as well as in the room. I'll never want to get that big. And again, like all the stuff that I ate that I thought I wanted to eat, like on her birthday, like it actually made me like kind of sick or not feel well or lethargic and lazy because my body's not used to that anymore. And it's because I didn't eat it in moderations. I was just eating. I was like, ooh, I get to eat. Oh, yeah. Like Pac-Man. And I'm paying for it now. Which hopefully it's going to have benefits as well because hopefully it shocked my body. And then once I go back to, we're back at it now doing what we're doing, I get more results. So,
and mind you, when he say that, he's talking about stuff like French fries and everything because I cut all that out. That's not to say that everybody has to do that when they're. So again, you have to formulate it for you and something that you can live with. So it's not to say like you can't ever eat potatoes again, but the thing is like if you're gonna eat a baked potato, be mindful of how many carbs are in that baked potato, or eat maybe just have baked potato or have the amount of French fries that you normally would, but just be mindful how many carbs you've taken in that day, and maybe not eat so many carbs throughout the rest of the day. So it's stuff like that you have to do. Because again, you don't have to stay at the straight 19 net carbs that we stay at. It's just that again, I don't want to have to try to figure out where my level is where I drop out of ketosis.
And I'm gonna say this: I'm probably gonna stay low carbs probably the rest of my life on decent carbs. I'm not gonna go back to eating 3-4 cheeseburgers and stuff like that at Burger King. I've yet to reach my weight goal, which is 175. Like I said, if I get to 175 and I bulk back up to where I'm at, 180, 182, now I'm fine. It's just the objective or the goal that I set out to be 175. Once I hit that, I'm probably going to slack off if she allows me, which she probably won't. But I'm probably going to slack off and eat a little bit more freely, but I'm going to stay working out because I'm good at 180. But I set a goal for 175, and I'm going to
Well,
do it.
by that you mean you don't have to be in a calorie deficit.
Yeah, whatever she just said.
You don't have to be in a calorie. That's
I'm
what he
gonna
means.
eat.
Don't listen
I'm
because
gonna
he's now
eat.
he's making it sound like you can't eat, but you can eat. Okay, so
Oh no,
you can eat, but he's don't do that because now you can
Well-
make people think that they can just be greedy and just eat whatever.
Oh yeah,
You
okay.
just
Well,
you don't
well,
do that. Like
Listen
that.
to her about the.
So let me be clear. This is the calorie deficit that we're in right now. 1,491 calories. That's what it takes for us to lose weight while we're working out. If we continue to work out like we're working out, and even if we slack, if we try to pull back on the workout, then we have to go recalculate it. But if we continue to work out at the same level we're working out, and we're ready to just maintain our weight, we can go up to 2,500 calories.
Yeah.
So that's what he's talking
What she
about.
just said.
Like you can eat more. And it's not like I'm not even. I told you how many calories I have left today. I'm not even starving on the 1491 because I just my stomach is shrunk or something. I don't know. I don't eat as much, so it's not like you starve.
I'm
anyway,
going to eat my 2,500 calories.
at the 1491. But I'm just saying, like it tells you what you need to eat to maintain that weight once you lose your weight goal. So you don't always have to remain in a calorie deficit. And like nobody does that for their entire life. Because no one's trying to lose weight their entire life like that. So when you reach your goal, you do increase your calories. But in doing that, make sure that if you're going to work out the same, you increase it to that level. Or if you're going to cut back on working out, you go and recalculate what your calorie intake should be at to maintain, because it's all dependent on how active you are as well as everything else. So that's what he's talking about. But yeah, I don't plan to be in a calorie deficit for another couple of years, or not even a whole another years. I'm almost at my weight goal at this point. A few more pounds, I'm done. So I'll just be focused on maintaining and toning and different things like that. So I won't even have to be in that calorie deficit. But that's not to say I'm probably won't do. To be honest, I can't see myself going to 2,500 calories because I can't see the 1491. So
I can't see myself going over 2,500, and I probably want to stay around 2,000, 2,200. I remember before I even met her, I did a little minute research on that, and I was trying to stay around 2,000, 2,100. It worked, but that's probably where I'll be at, because you gotta understand, like a small fry gonna put me at like 2,200 anyway, and those like little things that I like to eat occasionally, like baked potato. You didn't get your popcorn. I didn't get my baked potato.
I'm not gonna get popcorn either.
Yeah, well, we'll get it next time. So like I like baked potatoes and I love French fries, right? But I'm not gonna eat those every day, all day, 2-3 times a day. Like I understand what that does to me now. So it's like it's gonna be in moderation. Like once I hit my weight goal, probably eat it once a week, twice a week at most. It's something that because I don't want to start craving it either. Like
I'm about to say if you can, because everyone can't do
Yeah,
that. Some
right.
people have to stay. Like carbs do. You have to remember that carbs and sugar intake do make you crave it. That's why a lot of people eat so many carbs, because they once they introduce it to their body, or they eat so much of it, they start craving it. So again, you have to just figure out what works for you. You can get to a point where you're maintaining. And ours is 2,500, but like I said, I doubt I can do that.
So-
I just don't stay hungry like that. The only time I stay hungry is when I drink, because drinking is
yes, and she said that,
so
and
that's the
I
only
thought
time I'm
I
actually
thought
ever
only
hungry.
time,
Like today, I'm
like-
not even hungry. I'm gonna have to force, because if I don't force myself to eat and I complete my diary, my MyFitnessPal diary is gonna say I didn't eat enough, and it's not gonna tell me what my weight goal can be in a week. So
the ill part
It's gonna
about
fuss
that
at me.
is when she told me, "Oh, when we drink, when I drink, I get hungry." I'm like, "Yeah, you wildin'." Because the thing about it was, I always thought when you smoke, like, you know, with the cannabis, when you smoke cannabis, that made you hungry. Which I don't smoke, but I'm just saying, I thought that made you hungry. I never thought alcohol would make you hungry, but then I found myself, you know, when we drink, I'm like, yo, why am I so hungry? But that is crazy. So,
yeah. So
but I want to say this, and then I'll be done. You know, I've said this to her. I've said it to my cousin and other people. Probably said it on here. but I'm gonna regurgitate it one more time. So with everything that she just said, when I say she saved my life, she literally saved my life because of this right here. Because like I said, I don't know how blood pressure, diabetes, or whatever run in my life. I mean, run in my family, but I know I was going down that path, and without her, I probably would have been down that path, and she changed that. And it's not as hard. I know this is like my third time saying it. It's not as hard as people think. It's actually easy. Like if you just take the time to think, like, yo, if you're lazy, and now I will say this, probably without you, it'd be a little bit harder because if I go to McDonald's, I probably have to just stay away from McDonald's and Wendy's and stuff like that. Because lazy people going to do this right here. You buy the hamburger, cheeseburger, whatever, you're not going to just switch the bun out. You know what I mean? Like, if you consider that hard, then you're like me, you're just lazy. Because, like, that literally takes 3 seconds to remove a bun and put it on whatever. But anyway, I'm done. It works.
But yeah, like I said, I sometimes carry ketchup and everything with me. So I do all that sometimes to restaurants and stuff, just to or even salad dressing.
And people even know what she be doing too.
Yeah,
that's what's crazy. Oh, you on keto?
Oh, you on keto? Yep. So anyway, you just have to do what works for you, but it's not hard. It's not like you're gonna be running around hungry all the time. You may get the keto flu if you go into ketosis for a couple of days. It makes you kind of feel like you have a flu,
like you got COVID. I'm just playing.
But that only lasts for a few days, and then once you get out of that, you're fine. But that's the only, like I said, and it may take a while for, like, if you're used to overeating and eating a lot, yes, it's gonna feel like you're hungry. I'm not gonna lie, for the first maybe week or so, but you do adjust to it, and there may be days that you feel hungrier than other days. And on those days, if I feel hungry, I'll eat a little bit more calories than I normally would. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I think you just have to kind of put in your mind to do, and just start somewhere. Like, stop making excuses saying you're gonna start next week, you're gonna start on Monday. Nope, just start. Just pick a day, say I'm starting now, and just do it. And like I said, just ease into it. Do a little bit at a time. Start off with intermittent fasting. That may be easier. Just start off with intermittent fasting, and then go into like ketosis, keto if that's what you want to do, or then go to the calorie deficit if that's what you want to do.
You know what?
Or maybe for me, again, it's easier to start off working out, because when I work out, I don't want to work out and then go mess up what I just did by eating a bunch of crazy food. That's just how I think. I'm like, no, I just worked out and burned 1,000 calories. I'm not about to go eat no dang on Big Mac. So it may take you working out first before you start cutting back on your eating. Whatever works for you, just do it. But the thing is, just start. You have to start somewhere. Just start.
I got one for you. If you're lazy like me, what was the first intermittent fasting that we did? What was the small? It was like 8 and what?
8 and I don't know.
The little was the smallest one.
I don't know.
Oh,
8 and 16, right?
8 was it 8 and 16?
Yeah, 8 and 16.
All right. So start off by doing that. Just fast, right? And make your fast, like, stop eating at like 8.
No, the first one we did was like a 10 and 14.
Oh, well, okay, without
we could eat for like 10 hours and we only fasted for like 14.
Yeah. But what you do is you make your fast, your cutoff time for your fast, the time that you sleep, right? And so basically, if correct me if I'm wrong, I think we was just eating anything, right? And then we started off fasting. We started off with that fast that she just said, and then we seen the progress or the gains of that alone. And then that's when you started incorporating, and I followed everything else. That alone, where you'll see gains. Just eating whatever you want to eat, and then you do the fast, and then you'll see the gains. And that, now, of course, if you do that, you're gonna get stagnant.
No, you can't. No, this is the thing. He said eat whatever you want to eat. That doesn't mean, oh, I'm not gonna eat for like 4 hours, so let me eat 14 hours worth of food in 10 hours.
Right.
No, that's not what that means.
Right. Yeah.
But it means like you don't really have to like eat like you normally would, but then cut it off.
Yeah.
At that particular
and make
time
sure you stick to the fast. If you cheat yourself out of the fast, it's not gonna work.
Right.
So if you do the, what was it, 8 and 10? You said
it was 10 and 14.
Okay, so if you eat for 10 hours and fast for 14, so
make
say
sure
you stop, make sure you do it. because then you're not going to see the game. So if you stop eating at 7, right, at 7 at night, and you go to sleep at 9, so from 7 to 7 in the morning is 12. At 9 o'clock the next morning, you're able to eat again, and you will see and cut it off every night at the same times. I promise you, you'll see the results. That's when I started seeing the results.
And it was funny because we'd be out with people, like even it was at the field day thing, and everybody was like eating their lunch because it was lunchtime. We were like, "Oh wait, we can't eat yet because our fast hasn't stopped.
Right.
We're still fasting."
So,
they were like, "Oh wow, y'all dedicated."
Now again, if you eat at 10, it's gonna push it later on. Now you can't eat till noon. So if you cut it off, if you eat everything you want to eat, and your last meal is at 7, then you should be all right. Just make sure it's filling. And you should, because you're gonna sleep. Even when you're sleeping, it counts as your fast.
Oh, and the one last thing I want to mention is I said how I use the tea. But tea also helps when you're fasting and stuff because it kind of fills you up. Tea, but then also drink the plenty of water. So I have, like with this Lent, my commitment was to drink 6. Had to make sure I drank 6 of the bottles of water. So that's what I've been doing. And that has actually helped too. That helps with cravings and everything else. So when people say that helps, it really does, because it kind of keeps you full. The other thing that helps too, if you have issues with like craving and feeling like you're hungry, is broth. And so if you drink some broth as like your snack or whatever, it keeps you full. Using things like lettuce and salads and stuff, that keeps you full. Lettuce has very little calories in it.
This is good as hell, y'all, by the way. Surprised you didn't say nothing about me eating it, but whatever.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I don't know why you eating that.
It's for the camera,
because it's 10:55. So anyway, but so things like the lettuce, things like the kale, things like the broth, those things are going to actually kind of keep you full anyway. So you're not even gonna realize the protein shakes are good. You just got to be mindful which ones you get. I use the Atkins one most of the time.
You see this right here?
Then when I want to eat, like if I'm feeling really, really hungry throughout the day, what I'll do is I'll fix me a bunch of stuff that's like low in calories and low in carbs, so that it's not, so I can eat like several deli wraps or several deli sandwiches, or like even the meat with the cheese and the almonds, and it's still keeping my carbs low, keeping my calories low, but I'm still being full. So that's the other trick to it, is eating things that are fulfilling, that's gonna make you full, and not take as much calories as, because you can eat like he's eating this bar. It's 200. No, that's not the 230 calorie bar that he just ate. But that's 230 calories.
50 actually.
250 calories.
But it's fulfilling.
If you're gonna eat that and you know that you're gonna still be hungry, not even just waste 250 calories. Like you could have made yourself like 3 deli sandwiches for that.
But in this cereal, all that, this cereal right here, everything she's saying, man, this stuff tastes regular, man. Like it tastes regular.
We already talked about the cereal.
Did you say the cereal?
Yes, we talked about the cereal.
Well, that's Tito's kicking in. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So anyway,
and Tito's is gluten free, by the way, if you already know.
But anyway, so I think that's about it. So I think I covered just about everything. But yeah, that's a trick. The eating stuff that's gonna be filling to you, it's also a trick. So pickles. Buy pickles.
Yeah, hey,
you can buy pickles that's no calories and no carbs. Eat as many pickles as you want. And I'm hesitant to tell people this because he overdoes it again with the pork rinds. But if you do eat pork rinds don't have any carbs, but they are really high in calories. So if you're going to use the pork rinds, it's like 80 calories per ounce or something like that. Be mindful of that, because it is, but it's one of the things that's no carbs. What they tend to say is that you can be in ketosis and not have to watch your carbs, but I will be careful with that, because a lot of people are in ketosis, feel like they don't have to watch. I mean, you can be in ketosis, don't have to watch your calories, but a lot of people feel like just because they're in ketosis, they can eat as much as they want to as far as calories, then they don't lose weight. And it's because, okay, yeah, we didn't mean go out and eat 3,000 calories worth of steak because there's no carbs in steak. Like, no, that doesn't work like that. So you have to be mindful of that type of stuff too. Just a balancing act.
The pickles is the kicker, right? Like if you get hungry in the middle of your fast and there's no calories and no carbs in the pickle, then you're really not breaking your fast. So if that could like hold you over until your fast is done, haven't really done any damage. So
yep. So anyway, those are all the tricks that we know. for most of them, I guess, right?
Yeah, and again, everything what I have learned from her, if anything, everybody's body is different. Everything works differently from your body. I mean, for everyone's body. So again, you have to figure out what works for you. This is what works for us. Has worked over what, 200 pounds basically combined, maybe for us in a year's time. So I have no complaints. I know, like I told her the other day, everybody in the family hear me be like, "Oh, I don't eat. She won't let me eat this, that, and the third." That's not necessarily the case. I be joking or whatever. Appreciate you. I tell you in front of everybody, I appreciate you. And what I also said is I'm gonna stop joking about that because like all the crap that I ate again on your birthday, the crap that made me sick, man. My body was like, man, you can get me back to how I was. So it's pretty cool, man. It's not as hard as y'all think it is.
It really isn't.
Um,
But if you ever have any more questions, feel free to ask me.
don't ask me because I do whatever she say.
Or whatever, inbox me or whatever. I don't mind telling people, helping people out. I'll even go to the gym with people. I don't mind.
So you go to the gym with nobody now.
We can all go to the gym.
No,
I can go to the gym with females.
No, this ain't no polygraphy gym relationship.
You know, I don't listen to
You know
him.
what I'm saying?
But even if people want to meet us,
teabagging you,
if people want to meet us at the gym or something, that's fine. We're willing to work out with people and everything
no,
else.
we ain't willing to work out with nobody. You maybe.
Yes, we are.
I said I do everything as far as eating. I ain't saying nothing about no gym now. You adding stuff.
Whatever, shut up. But if you have any questions, just feel free to ask us. I think I gave y'all all, just about all. There's probably some other people, manufacturers that have stuff too that I didn't think about, but just research it. There's so much stuff online, keto stuff you can find. And if you can't find something specifically for keto, look for diabetic stuff or stuff that says no sugar added, because a lot of the diabetic foods were made to keep carbs low because people with diabetes have to watch their carbs. So anyway, I think that's it.
Yep, this
We're
one was
done for the
different.
night.
Yep, we I got another. We do the topic shows and relationship things probably Sunday, maybe. I think around time Sunday.
Or sometime this week. We'll let you all know.
Yep, thank you.
I do have topics. All right. Oh, sugar-free Jello too. It's good and it's a little
She cut my kiss off
sugar-free Jello.
for some damn.
But it
Jell-O.
is. You just ate it today.
Yeah, because I was hungry.
Hey,
You ain't feed me.
You also used if you need a colonoscopy.
Huh?
We had to remember.
Oh,
yeah.
Whatever, man. Yeah. Love you.
Love you.
Peace. We out.
Bye.
She better cook.